The biggest thing I need to correct from my previous video on Sagat's zoning is his anti-airs. I wasn't necessarily wrong, but I need to clarify the exact numbers. Alright, so what I'm talking about is the numbers on how far away he has to be on his spacings for his fireballs in order to throw another fireball safely and still get an uppercut. So he needs to be about plus... once again, it depends on the character's jump and jump in options. Like Guile's really good jump arc, and his jumping heavy kick is really good. So I said that the max was 9 for most characters. That is not correct. So he won't be able to get another fireball out on that. He will be able to always get another fireball out at when he's plus 10 off of the spacing of his fireball. But I was wrong about which anti-airs he should use. In fact, his medium uppercut is probably his best anti-air for his fireball game. His light uppercut has jump in invincibility on frame 1. His medium uppercut has invincibility to everything from frame 3 onwards. But at the spacings where people will be jumping in off of his fireball zoning game, his medium uppercut is still better. So here I will clarify the exact the range, the numbers from where an anti-air will work to where an anti-air will whiff. So the light uppercut. So if he's plus 10, throws another fireball, then does a light uppercut. That'll work if he's plus 10 onwards until he's plus 14. So his light uppercut works as an anti-air from the range where he'll be plus 10 to the range where he'll be plus 13. Which is a very small range. His medium uppercut actually works at exactly the same range. If you get to plus 10, see, plus anything to plus 9 is still punishable, but if you get to plus 10, medium uppercut will still work. So it has the same, medium uppercut actually has the same minimum distance due to its invincibility and its spacing, but medium uppercut goes much, much farther than the light uppercut does. So you can be all the way over here to plus 19 range or plus 20 range and still get anti-aired by the medium uppercut. So to repeat that, the light uppercut works from plus 10 to plus 13. The medium uppercut works from plus 10 to plus 20. The heavy uppercut works from plus 18 to plus 22. The EX uppercut works from plus 10 to plus 19, so worse than the medium uppercut. His standing hard kick works from plus 13 to plus 19. And then beyond that range, plus 20 is over here is the weird range where it becomes very dicey on which anti-air option you should choose. You should probably go for like a standing hard kick just in case they press a button, rather than risking whiffing an uppercut or getting beaten out by something if they jump in with something. Because there's not really much of anything that that is very reliable at that range. Like I said, the heavy uppercut will anti-air from the range where you'll be plus 20 or so. But the problem with that is it's a very small window. It starts whiffing right around that range, like so. And Sagat has longer ranged anti-airs with his Cara Cancelled uppercuts, but his Cara Cancel uppercuts only start being able to work from a bit farther away. So here I have him doing Cara light uppercut. easily get stuffed if you're within, like, just plus 13. Get stuffed if you're in plus 20. So that's the only anti-air that he has that's longer range than his heavy uppercut, is starting with the Cara light uppercut being the fastest. So when you're right at the range where your fireball is plus 20, it's a little dicey to choose which anti-air to go to. Because if he's plus 20 or anything like that, plus 21, plus 22, your heavy uppercut might whiff. But if he's plus 20, then your Cara might get beaten. So yeah, the Cara light uppercut works from plus 21 to plus 23, so a very small range. And the Cara medium uppercut works from plus 21 to pretty much anywhere that they can be and have you throw one fireball after another. The medium uppercut will pretty much always reach. Or Cara medium uppercut. And another important detail to note. No matter how far out you are, if you're throwing a fireball and the opponent's jumping as soon as possible, because there is a limit to how plus you can be when you throw another fireball, because you have to wait until they block your fireball before you can throw another one. That's why that light kick's coming out. So if I'm at this range, that's really the max range or the max plus frames that Sagat can be before throwing another fireball, and that max plus frames is not enough for him to be able to get a Cara heavy uppercut without getting stuffed. So yeah, Sagat will never be able to throw a fireball and then immediately anti-air with the Cara heavy uppercut and not get stuffed if they press a button. So yeah, don't go for that Cara heavy uppercut. Do the Cara medium uppercut. It's the same deal with his forward heavy kick. His forward heavy kick has a really high hurt box. If you throw a fireball, the opponent will always be able to stuff the forward heavy kick by just pressing their jump in button earlier. As for Sagat's zoning against other fireball characters, or just other fireballs, it should be obvious, but the better fireball to use to do a fireball war is the high tiger shot as opposed to the low tiger shot. They're almost the same in terms of if you'll be able to anti-air the opponent jumping over them, and the low tiger shot does a better job of zoning an opponent that's trying to move in, because if the opponent ducks, then you have to wait until a high tiger shot leaves the screen before throwing another one, so it makes it much more difficult to control the situation and safely throw another one. But against another fireball character, the high tiger shot does recover faster than the low tiger shot, so it makes a much better tool to win fireball wars. And Sagat will win an average fireball war with Guile, because Sagat can throw these faster than he can throw booms. The difficult thing for Sagat to deal with is the V skill. From long ranged, I mean, he can just sort of combat it. You know, there's not too much risk. As soon as you see him throw it up to just tossing out high tiger shots, he'll be able to beat it before it gets to you. But even then, you might have to you might want to spend some meter to get through it. I would recommend using EX. If you're going to use an EX fireball, I'd recommend in a fireball war using the low one, just so that it's not going to waste if the opponent ducks it. Or if it clashes with one hit of the fireball, but then the second hit goes through, like so, and then they're ducking. So that's why I would recommend doing the EX low tiger shot instead for those situations. But when you're closer range, I mean, Sagat can win any fireball war with just the Tiger Cannon. But I'll cover that in a little bit. So Sagat has better options to deal with the Sonic Cross from a bit closer range, other than just trying to compete with it, which is a little difficult without spending meter. especially since Sagat doesn't have like his own free two-hitting fireball like Guile does. So Guile's is usually a little bit better in the matchup. But even though their fireball war is a little similar, maybe in Guile's favor just due to the Sonic Cross being difficult for Sagat to keep up with it without spending meter. It's still like Guile still risks leaving himself open, and it's not like Sagat has kind of poor movement speed, but he will do much more damage than Guile if he gets in. Like, if he gets a jump in, he will do a lot more damage to Guile by jumping in than Guile will do to him. But, yeah, like I said, at closer ranges, Sagat has a few more answers to the Sonic Cross. Whenever Guile throws up the Sonic Cross, he can either leave it be or just block without doing anything. Either way, as soon as you see it, you can hit his low hurt box from really far. So Sagat, even if he has a slow sweep, it's pretty long range, so that's fine. But a longer ranged option that Sagat has is Cara Uppercut. Like so. The spacing is, like, you gotta be pretty specific. You wanna, like, aim for the uppercut to hit, like, beneath the Sonic Cross that's being formed. Or you can just go for the EX one if you don't care. Because if you're too close and you do, like, the heavy one, you'll just get stuffed. But if you do that... Speaking of things you can do with Cara Cancelling, Sagat can also go through fireballs on reaction, although it's a little difficult. It's not as easy as just having something that's projectile invincible for that purpose. Like if EX Tiger Knee was projectile invincible, which it's not, but you can react and punish fireballs at a certain range, with EX Uppercut. And you can do the same thing from longer range with a Cara EX Uppercut. Like so. And then, for other Fireball War purposes, you have the Tiger Cannon. So the Tiger Cannon is a 5-hitting fireball that you get to use twice, which automatically wins pretty much any Fireball War. But one of the things to note about it is not that it just beats other fireballs and clears the path and goes through, making way for Sagat's fireballs. Which is probably better for, like, for eliminating certain characters' V-triggers rather than anything else. It's an okay comeback V-trigger. I mean, it's not really. Like, his V-trigger 2 is better for opening people up, and a little bit better for comboing just because it's a 2-bar V-trigger, and this one isn't super worthwhile for being a 3-bar V-trigger. But this one does have some things the other one can't do, like getting a combo off of medium kick, which the other one will just get a knockdown. This one isn't super great, because it still, like, won't work from all ranges. Like that didn't combo. So it's not, and it doesn't work from the low. So it's not super fantastic, but, you know, it has some benefits. Whereas, like, the other one will let you combo off of anything. So V-Trigger 2 will let you combo off of anything so long as you're close enough. Even just a light. Like so. Or heavy punch. Like so. And both V-triggers have a bit of a problem letting you get combos from, like, too far away. Like so. But with this one, it's not just the fact that it beats other fireballs, but when multi-hitting fireballs like the Tiger Cannon collide with other fireballs, they pause for a moment as they clash and eliminate the opponent's fireball, which but it doesn't affect anything else. It just slows down the fireball itself. So for example, I'm at the neutral position. If I throw the Tiger Cannon from here, I'll be +8 after he blocks it. Whereas if I throw it and he's thrown a fireball, I'll be +12. Because the fireball has extra travel time, since it pauses in the air when it clashes with other fireballs. So if you clash with one fireball, 2 fireballs, or a 2-hitting fireball or anything like that, you'll get a better frame advantage on throwing the Tiger Cannon, which will sometimes allow you to get combos from further away that you wouldn't be able to do normally. Or just, you know, take your plus frames and move in, or, you know, whatever. One thing to note about the Tiger Cannon, I wish this wasn't the case, but so basically, you can throw the Tiger Cannon whenever you want. You can throw the Tiger Cannon when there's already a fireball on screen. So you can have a Tiger Shot on screen and still throw the Tiger Cannon, which is useful. It's useful for those situations where the opponent neutral jumps and you can't throw another fireball. You can throw the Tiger Cannon. It's a bit of a waste since you're using half of your 3-bar V-trigger, just keeping them in check, but you know, that's what happens when they have a not super powerful V-trigger and for some reason make it 3 bars. I would say the strongest thing about this V-trigger is, like I was talking about earlier, its ability to eliminate other people's V-triggers, just sort of robbing some certain characters of their own comeback potential. So like Ed can throw out his Psycho Cannon, which is also 5 hits, and Sagat can just eliminate it, take it out of play by throwing one of these. Same thing with Rashid's Whirlwind, his Tornado. However you pronounce his first V-trigger, you can eliminate that and still have 1 hit of the fireball left by throwing one of these. So in those sorts of situations, this is useful, because it gives you some more stability in making sure that the opponent doesn't get anything that will take control over Sagat. And Sagat's damage output is so high by himself, especially with his ability to get, you know, a little bit of extended conversions here and there with his fireball in either of his V-triggers, really. He shouldn't have too much of trouble making a comeback, even if he doesn't have the strongest V-triggers or really strong like movement speed or forward dashes. His frame trap game is still really good by itself, and like I said, he just does tons of damage when he lands hits. So like that's a situation where you can get a combo because the Tiger Cannon clashed with a fireball on its way, allowing you to get a slightly better frame advantage. So anyways, yeah, like I was saying, I forgot for a second, but yeah, you can throw a Tiger Cannon while a fireball is still on screen, which allows you to get some extra combos like that. Especially like given the same situation, so you can easily link combos off that. But anyways, yeah, you can combo off of your low fireball if you throw the Tiger Cannon from this far away, which is unrealistic, thinking that you would actually like get that to work. But yeah, that is something you can do. It will link from that far away. So yeah, unique to this fireball, you can still throw it while other fireballs on screen, including itself if it's still on screen. So that will link if the first fireball clashes with the opponent's fireball, like you saw when I had Ryu do that thing. Like so. You can combo 2 of them at once, kind of a waste, because it's like you're not going to combo off of that then, unless you're already in the corner. It's still not a super great knockdown by itself, although it's okay. It doesn't do like amazing damage and stun, since it's a combo extender. It's not the greatest. But anyways, yeah. The stupid thing about this, or at least I think shouldn't be the case, is that even though you can throw a Tiger Cannon when a Tiger Shot's already on screen, you can't throw a Tiger Shot until the Tiger Cannon leaves the screen. Which sucks. And really hurts his ability to actually, like, he would be able to get decent combos from long range if he were able to just throw Tiger Shots while the Tiger Cannon was still on screen. He would be able to get those combos in those situations where it's like, oh, it traded with one hit of the fireball. He could throw an EX fireball and then easily link it off of that, get some extra damage, but no. Because he can't throw another Tiger Shot until the Tiger Cannon is completely eliminated, he can't really do anything with that. You might think that Sagat versus Sagat would be a really zone-heavy match with a lot of fireballs, but I think that that might not be the case. Because the stupid thing about this is that Sagat doesn't really have to deal with this against anyone else, because he's the only character that has low and high fireballs. Like, a fireball he can... well, Jury also has a fireball that she can throw while she's crouching, while her hurt box is crouching. Falk does too, I guess. And a fireball that can be crouched. So, the problem that this presents with this matchup, quote-unquote, is that, like, as soon as your opponent throws a high fireball, you just throw a low Tiger Shot. And then keep them in check like that. And as soon as your opponent throws a low Tiger Shot, you can literally just instantly punish them with a high Tiger Shot. An EX high Tiger Shot, and then get a knockdown. So anytime that Sagat throws a fireball in this matchup, the other Sagat can just immediately avoid the fireball or trade and get in an advantageous trade on the fireball, and then put the other Sagat at a disadvantage. So just throwing a low Tiger Shot in this matchup just gets you knocked down. And throwing a high Tiger Shot just has, like, the opponent will keep you in check with a low Tiger Shot that you won't be able to recover and punish in time. Even if he's already kept you in, like, a loop of zoning or has plus frames or anything, as soon as you see that he's thrown one, punish. He is blocking. He's trying to block as soon as possible. But, like, the high Tiger Shot would go over his head normally, like so, but at the very ending of the recovery frames of the low Tiger Shot, his hurt box is still high enough to get hit by the high Tiger Shot. So, yep. If you throw a fireball in this matchup, then you're just going to get punished immediately by the other person just because of how his own fireballs interact with himself. Oh, and by the way, last note, I should mention that, off of this, usually you can't, unless you spend both of the charges, or 2 charges, so you do the knee and into the launcher. Other than that, you usually can't combo off of just the knees themselves in mid-screen with just like an uppercut. But you can link it into super.